Coaches are not awarded the same opportunities as their white counterparts, Robert Griffin III, which in my opinion, I think there should be more black coaches in the NFL. There's only one black coach right now, and honestly, that can't happen. In my opinion, Brian Flores should have kept his job. There should have been two. And honestly, he was such a good coach for the Dolphins, really turning around their franchise. And I feel like this year they definitely could have made the playoffs and been a really good team. Flores on why he made his class action complaint yesterday. My sincere hope is that by standing up against systematic racism in the NFL, others will join to ensure that positive change is made for generation to come, which honestly I agree with what he's saying. And he's going to ensure that the next generation, it's better for the young black coaches than it is now. And honestly, I like him standing up against systematic racism in the NFL and really just going at the NFL in general. And comment below your opinion on the Brian Flores situation. Mlb All Time rank notable players 1 through 25. Number 1 is Babe Ruth. Number 2 is Willie Mays. Number 8 is Barry Bonds. And number 13 is Ken Griffey Jr., with 15 being Mike Trout, which honestly is kind of an interesting list in general. Number 1, Babe Ruth. I don't really know if he's the number 1 player of all time. I would put maybe Barry Bonds at number 1 just because of stats. One of the most home runs of all time. 7-time MVP. And honestly, I think that would probably be my list. I'd put Barry Bonds at number 1. But what's your opinion on this list and this MLB all-time rank? And looking at this, ESPN thinks that he's a top 25 player in general, Barry Bonds. So he has to be in the Hall of Fame, and they should put him in there. Football recruiting classes. Number 1 is Texas A&M Aggies. ESPN 300 commits, 22 combined. Number 2, Alabama Crimson Tide. They have ESPN 300 commits, 20. Number 3, Georgia Bulldogs. ESPN 300, 16. 4, Ohio State Buckeyes, ESPN 315. 5, Texas Longhorns, ESPN 317, which honestly, this list is kind of interesting. Texas A&M is number 1. It's usually Alabama. Georgia, I feel like, is still going to have a good season no matter who their recruits are. Same with the Crimson Tide as well. I think it comes down to coaching as well. Ohio State, I think, is going to be a lot better than they were last year. In Texas, I don't really know about them. They're supposed to have a good season, but then they just pretty much lost against Oklahoma. 6 is Penn State Nittany Lions, ESPN 300. They have 12. Number 7, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They have 13, ESPN 300 commits. Number 8, Michigan Wolverines, ESPN 300 commits, 8. Number 9 is Oklahoma Sooners with 12. And then number 10 is Tar Heels with 9, which honestly I was kind of confused Notre Dame was this high. It seems like some of the recruits they are getting aren't as good as other schools. LSU's even on here, which is kind of weird. Brian Kelly, you figured he would do a better job recruiting this year, but who knows? A lot of the Notre Dame people could have been left over from Brian Kelly. And Oklahoma Sooners, I feel like they did a good job this year, even though Caleb Williams left.